Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Now today I want to take a minute and go over some upcoming releases from Rebor, as Rebor has quite a long list of future releases to be coming out. Now they don't release their figures like other companies do, where Papo or Safari will announce the next year's figures. They just release some certain figures in advance, and they basically just tease them and release them over a period of time. So there's no real date as far as when you can expect them. They just kind of get released as they get finished. So anyway, let's go over some of the upcoming releases, as they do have quite a bit of different releases. The first one we're going to go over is one that was actually teased quite a while back, and it is the Dilophosaurus. Now I am really looking forward to this because I think the sculpt overall looks beautiful. It really looks like the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus, but without the frill, which is the only thing that they really made up on their own, I guess, for Jurassic Park. So without that, it's at least closer to what a realistic looking Dilophosaurus would look like, but it's still definitely heavily based off of the Jurassic Park version, and I think, like I said, it looks awesome. As you can see, they have shown us the pictures of the painted up versions, and there is a male and female version of each, so two slightly different paint applications, and I think both look fantastic, and they are definitely very Jurassic Parkish as far as the way they are painted. It's actually quite cool, as we've only ever seen that one Dilophosaurus in the films, so it's pretty cool to see somebody else's take on what a female version could look like, and I really like that. Definitely looking forward to these two. Then we are getting a huge Spinosaurus. Most of these larger carnivorous dinosaurs that are released by Rebor end up being pretty big, and as you can see, this four-legged version, the quadrupedal Spinosaurus, looks awesome. The entire sculpt just looks really nice, and in my opinion should please most of you four-legged Spino fans out there, because it really looks cool. And it's awesome that they're making one, simply because so many people complain about Rebor only making Jurassic Park inspired dinosaurs and not so much focusing on actual scientific accuracy. And in my opinion, they definitely went that route with this Spinosaurus, and it's going to look awesome. And in an attempt to please everyone, we are also getting a Jurassic Park style Spinosaurus, and I really like this too. I think the sculpt on it looks just like the Jurassic Park Spinosaurus. It is so beautifully done, and it will probably be the closest to an actual Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus that we've ever had. I know the Papo one is extremely close as far as sculpt goes, but this one looks, in my opinion, to be spot on, and I'll be super excited to see what the actual painted up version looks like, to see if it is painted in a similar way to the JP3 Spinosaurus, which I think is exactly what will happen, as more often than not, when Rebor does make a Jurassic Park inspired dinosaur, the paint normally matches the actual movie version quite well, so I'll be really excited to see that. Then we are also getting a Deinosuchus and a Sarcosuchus, and that is also really quite awesome, and it's also cool because it's a species that isn't really elaborated on in any movies or anything like that, which a lot of the dinosaurs that Rebor, like I've mentioned previously, releases are normally dinosaurs that were made famous through film, but neither of these two are famous from any films, so it's awesome for them to be digging down and finding different types of species that aren't super well known and making figures out of them, and I think they both look fantastic. We are also getting a Stinky Moloch, and he also looks really nice. I'm assuming the inspiration behind making this was probably from Jurassic World, and I'm okay with that, because I think the overall sculpt and everything looks really nice, and if they do in fact go with a Jurassic World inspired color scheme, I'm okay with that as well, because I think the color scheme on the Stinky Molochs in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom were really quite nice. If they don't, I'm sure Rebor will come up with something equally as nice, if not nicer, because they normally have really well done paint applications on their figures, so I'll be quite interested to see how this one plays out. And probably my most highly anticipated figure from the upcoming Rebor figures is the Stegosaurus, because I think that this sculpt is so beautiful, and it is exactly the type of sculpt that I like on Stegosaurus. I know the most recent scientific findings as far as Stegosaurus goes leads people to believe that maybe this isn't quite how the sculpt on it looks, and it probably would look more like what the new Safari Limited Stegosaurus will look like, but regardless, this is my favorite look of Stegosaurus. From all the different versions that we've ever gotten, I always loved this type of a look, and it kind of reminds me of the old Kenner Stegosaurus as far as the overall pose and sculpt, and I think that this overall is going to be amazing, not to mention the fact that it is a herbivore, and we don't get too many of those from Rebor, so I'll be really excited for this to come out. We are also getting a baby Baryonyx. There are quite a few of these baby figures out. They have a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a Triceratops, a Stegosaurus, and 3 little raptors, and now we'll be getting a Baryonyx for that set as well. I actually have all of those other ones that were just mentioned, so I'll definitely be picking this Baryonyx up when it does eventually hit shelves, and I think that it looks fantastic, just like all of the others have. So again, I'll be really excited to see this one when it actually gets painted up and we get a look at what it'll actually look like when it's released, because I'm sure it'll be quite beautiful. And in one of the coolest releases from Rebor, we'll be getting a Titanoboa, and man, does this thing look incredible! It's also really cool because it's flexible, kind of like their Ankylosaurus tail was with the Ankylosaurus release, but I think the fact that you'll be able to bend it in any type of a position just opens up so many amazing ways to pose and display it that it will be just so cool to have a Titanoboa that looks like this. Not to mention the way it can interact with other models that you may have will be quite amazing as well, and something that is just as cool about this model is it actually comes with a crocodilian type of a prey that they will be releasing with this figure, and that also looks equally as nice as the Titanoboa. One thing that I will say though, with these pictures that they are showing of the actual painted up version, it literally looks like a real snake, so that is just super impressive that they could get the paint scheme and everything to look as nice as it does. This figure will be just absolutely jaw-dropping when it actually gets released. Then we will be getting a scientifically accurate Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is again something a lot of people complain about with Rebor, saying that they more so base their sculpts off of movies, but to please everyone, they are releasing a scientifically accurate and very beautiful Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they've stated that this won't be made of the exact same material as the other Rebor releases, so it'll be actually quite cheaper than a lot of the Rebor releases. So that will be good news as well for any of us in the collector's front, because we won't have to pay quite as much for an amazingly beautiful Tyrannosaurus Rex. Some people may not like it simply because it's not a feathered Rex and it's more of a scaly Rex, but in my opinion, I love a nice scaled Rex, and a lot of people are now stating that T-Rex didn't in fact have feathers, so this may be a more up-to-date version, technically, than those feathered ones, but I guess that debate will rage on probably for the rest of time. Either way, I love a scaly Rex, and I love the way this looks. We will also be getting a Tyrannosaurus Rex skull and a Triceratops skull, and I am really intrigued to see how these look in the final product, and also to see how they'll be sized. I'm not quite sure what the size of them will be, but I'll be really intrigued to see how Rebor gets these things done, because they do such a fantastic job on everything else, and I can only imagine that these will be just as beautiful as their normal dinosaur figures. And in something that I'm sure most people will be more excited for than anything else, we will be getting a buck and doe Tyrannosaurus Rex based very heavily off of the Jurassic Park series, and both of them just look beyond incredible. The sculpts are so perfect in my opinion and look really nice, and they've shown us the painted versions, and the paint on them just looks fantastic. It really does, and I'm just super excited for these figures to finally get released, and the fact that we've seen the painted up versions means that hopefully they'll be released sooner rather than later, because I honestly cannot wait to get them in my hands. So my question for you is, what do you guys think of all these upcoming Rebor figures? Are you going to be picking any up or not? I definitely will be picking up probably all of them, as they all, in my opinion, look beautiful. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.